So the first thing you look for at the start of the round on the carousel is the Holy Trinity. Holy Trinity in my book is gloves, sword, and rod. These parts can combine with other parts to make either offensive or defensive items. My mentality of climbing is to be flexible with itemization before knowing what team I will build. It doesn't hurt to have one copy of every part, but having more than 2 copies of each part could do more harm than good. When picking up items for the carousel, it's important to note that the champion that you will pick will be sold rather than placed onto your team. Now the goal of the first stage is not to lose too much HP. By the time you hit stage 4-1, you want to have more than 50 HP. If you are able to do this properly, you reduce the risk of getting knocked out in stage 4, where you will most likely start finalizing your build. To do this, all you have to do is look to the left side of your screen where you can locate the additional buffs that you get after placing champions onto the board. A good rule of thumb is to pick up any champions you see, more than one copy, and champions that can grant you bonuses. This will reduce the amount of HP you lose every round, especially if you decide to play more conservatively. As you can see, I saw a chosen Tahm Kench, but the problem here is that fortune is not a late game strategy. It's a good method for boosting your economy in the early game, but it serves no purpose for our strategy. Additionally, Tahm Kench is a champion that gets outshined by other champions in terms of damage, which doesn't serve to help us maintain our HP. Now that we have saved a certain amount of money, our goal now is to buy the champions we need and conserve the gold until we hit 50. 50 gold will grant us the maximum bonus gold we accrue each round. This applies when you hit every 10 gold mark, from 10 gold, 20 gold, 30 gold, and 40 gold, with each set of 10 granting more bonus gold. Now that we see a chosen cultist, we will be grabbing it. This will allow us to get to 6 chosen while maintaining other bonuses that we would not be able to get if we went 9 chosen. Our finished composition will be Azir, Pyke, Jhin, Zillion, Cass, Riven, Callista, and Elise. That will grant us the cultist buff, Emperor buff, Keeper buff, Mystic buff, and Dusk buff. We can go to level 9 to add another keeper, but the changes to set 4 requires us to have a lot of gold before we can get to level 9. Getting to level 8 will give us a good chance to run a decent composition to get top 4. In terms of items, our offensive items such as BF Sword and Bow will be placed on Jin, and all of the defensive items such as Negatron Cloak and Chainvis will go on Riven. Once you decide on what build you are playing for the game, you can throw these items on champions you have on the board to grant them stat bonuses until you have your final composition. As you can see, winning does not mean you have to get to first place. You will still earn LP if you remain in the top 4. The idea of the game is to focus on getting to top 4 versus aiming to get first. Sure, getting first will give you more LP, but it may require you to take more risks that you can afford. If you liked the video, please subscribe for future content, and please be sure to leave a comment so I can apply it to the next video to create better content. Thank you.